Welcome to our video series, 3 Omnichannel Fails and How to Fix Them. I'm here with Vasu Srinivasan, Senior Analyst at Forrester. Our third and final topic is unified screens or unified experiences. Vasu, I'm interested to hear your ideas on this topic.
Thank you, Lance. And of the 3 fails and fixes that we've discussed, this is possibly my favorite one because it is not the very obvious connection that we make to customer experience. But what we have to understand, and I think a lot of the industry is kind of getting to the point of seeing this as a more relevant connection, is that employee experience, or in the contact center or the customer service context, agent experience is actually very critical to delivering a better, improved customer experience. We need to pay attention to what a customer service agent has in terms of empowerment, in terms of technology-driven empowerment, to have more empowered conversations with customers. The big questions that we want to ask, and especially now, because we've been talking again about a customer 360, if you will, for the last decade. But unfortunately, we've still not gotten that right. We've still, and it's just become more difficult to solve for that now with all the omni-channel contexts coming up. It's getting more and more complicated to define what that unified experience needs to be. But the one thing that we absolutely need to be sure about is that a unified experience does not mean a unified screen, right? What's happening with the agent community today, right? The cognitive load of what a contact center agent or a customer service agent deals with today is very, very different to what it was maybe about 3 or even 5 years ago, right? First, let's talk about automation. It came in, it took all the nice, easy, simple conversations that you can have with customers. And what that's basically done is now the contact center is dealing with the more difficult conversations. Difficult maybe because there are other process-related complexities, difficult because the agent needs a more superior knowledge level than what they were used to before, because these are more complex inquiries, but also difficult because these are the more emotional conversations. These are conversations their customers are bringing to an agent because they want to talk to an agent about this, right? Over the pandemic, for example, despite us doing everything right with digital, we did see a significant raise in volumes for voice as a preferred channel as well. And when we went back and looked at what's happening with that particular channel, what we realized was that there was a lot of customer affinity to leverage that channel to have the more emotional conversations. That's where there was a higher expectation of empathy on those conversations. It could be payment waivers, it could be payment assistance, it could be people reporting job loss and an insurance lapse and things like that. And they wanted a better connect with the agents when they had those conversations. But then as we have it with all things omni-channel, those customers still started those conversations maybe over an email or with a live chat. And from an agent's perspective, when a customer connects to them today, not every agent actually has a view of what that customer's journey has been before they started talking to them on that particular day. Were they on a different channel? Was there a previous interaction that they had maybe spoken to a different agent about? There is no view of that today, right? Instead, what the agent has is very similar to what we're seeing on the screen. This unified screen that is essentially just something slightly better than a screen scrap of bringing all the different channels together without any particular science to it. So it actually ends up making the life of an agent all the more harder, right? Again, a customer research that we did at Forrester, even today, despite all the investments we make with technology, on an average, an agent is flipping between 8 to 12 disparate systems in the back end on every single interaction. And again, despite all the investments that we've made with technology, even today, we've not been able to do away with the dreaded May I place you on hold while I look that up for you? Right? So what are we doing with unified screens, right? We're most definitely not getting it right. So when we think about creating those unified experiences, what we want to be able to do is build a roadmap for it that is more effectiveness focused, that is more data and insight driven, and that can really go from basic customer service application integration, which is basically doing the best that we can to surface the information to an agent through a single pane of glass. But then progressively, what we want to be able to do is leverage data, leverage insights and analytics, either in runtime or even with a slightly deferred rate of processing data to create a more relevant unified experience for an agent. To give you an example, we don't want to dump everything that a CRM has about a particular customer into a smaller screen for the agent. If we can use analytics to bring out and surface just relevant information based off of what the customer's been talking to you about, we are solving a big thing for the agent. If it is a billing call, let's just show them the billing data maybe for the last 2 or 3 months. If we can use analytics effectively in real time or runtime and guide the agent across the interaction with the customer based on what their previous interactions have been, that will be fantastic, right? This is next best actions in action, right? It's not just about guiding the agent or giving them a single screen where they can click on different widgets and then say, oh, my decision tree is still here, my CRM is still here, and then I have all of these beautiful graphics that I don't really have time to look at, right? That's not what an agent needs today. They need a more guided, a more visual experience. They need this particular screen to be dynamic in nature and data-driven and insight-oriented, and it needs to have all of those fantastic layers that we create for customers, whether it is smart self-service, whether it is cognitive search, a better knowledge management, or even conversational AI. It needs to have components of all of those so that we've created a more intelligent unified interface that's actually going to start creating impact with some of those key contact center metrics like average hold time or average wait time for a customer to get information, or just the first 30 or 60 seconds of a call, where all the customer's doing, despite having gone through an IVR or a chatbot, is describing their problem all over again, right? Even if we just solve for that in an incremental way, we've created a better impact both for an agent experience, but also for the customer experience. What do you think about that?
At Chorus, we absolutely agree, and we believe that the agent experience is essential for a truly special customer experience. In fact, these two are interwoven. Without the one, you will never truly achieve an outstanding customer experience. That is why it's essential for brands to keep their agents top of mind when implementing omnichannel. We also understand, however, that some organizations have to take a crawl, walk, run approach to this, as budgets can be tight, as you know, while other organizations or industries are just a bit slower moving towards these technologies. But what we see is once they begin to see the results and the financial benefits of getting it right for their agents and ultimately for their customers, it is truly amazing to see how fast organizations will get on board. Don't you agree?
Completely.
And with that, I want to thank you, Vasu, and thank you to everyone who has joined our video series with Forrester. We hope you learned about a few of the common pitfalls when implementing omnichannel and how your organization can try to avoid them.